My name is Bruce. I'm going to be hosting you. Systems to share something really cool. Our friends are Shiny 3D have been working on something. On one of the very first products that is releasing today. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're very excited to launch the Libre. And here's a little sneak video of it. The great thing about the Libre is obviously it's completely wireless, and they have put in some very large CPUs, some AI CPUs into this, double battery pack, so we can, well, not a double battery pack, but 2 batteries, large hardware, and multiple modes. So we're going to be going over this. We're going to do a live demo. Hopefully that all works well. You never know with live demos, but we're going to go over everything and show you some of the features, and really just cover it. The team cover some of the advantages, go over the tech specs. Feel free to ask any questions you've got, and then we'll be doing the demo. So first of all, my name's Bruce. I've been working in 3D printing systems for 12.5 years now. We've got some new staff on the company. We've got Troy, Jenna Lee, and Brandon. So Troy is looking after operations. Jenny is helping resellers and sales, and Brandon is technical sales. So he'll be doing some of the demos. But most of all, thank you to Shining 3D for giving us this opportunity to show you the products. And also thank you to our resellers, because without our resellers behind us and supporting our customers, we wouldn't be here today. So a big shout out to people that have joined us across Australia. So what are some of the pain points of having a 3D scanner? Well, generally 3D scanning has required a significant amount of hardware. Yes, you can do it on your iPhone, but to get metrology grade data, big chunky laptop, lots of cables, lots of wires, a lot of gear. And when it's in hard accessible places to scan, that makes it very difficult to carry up a laptop up a ladder. I've tried it myself, and it's quite challenging. So we've got this EinScan Libre, and I've got it right here in front of me as well. So it's quite a big piece of gear, but there's a lot of technology in here that makes scanning very easy. Nice large touch screen on the back here, batteries, and multiple 3 different modes that I'm going to cover of scanning technology. So, like I said, we've got a big screen, 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gigabytes of RAM, NVIDIA AI CPU, and I think that is the bee's knees when it comes to processing scan data and having a large amount of scan data to process. I think that is the biggest challenge with having a wireless scanner, is the amount of data for processing. So 100 in the Libre, it is powerful laser lines that makes a very crisp data set for capturing very high quality data. It's full color, 48 color megapixel texture camera, so really good color detail. But I know a lot of you might be saying to yourself, "Oh, but color's not really useful for using that in SolidWorks or anything like that." Actually, what we're going to be showing you today is how we stitch the scan data together, and I think that is really the impressive part what Shining 3D have done with this device. So The scanner obviously can have these three modes of scanning. But what you can also do is you can edit on the device without any wire. You can edit the mesh, you can process the mesh, and you can output. Now, it is wireless, and I hear you say, like, we don't want that. You know, it's got Ethernet cable. Like Ethernet cable. You can also plug in with a USB-C cable and transfer data across to your PC and process the data on that. And we'll be doing all of this later. And it's also got a USB-C plug in. The scanner comes with a charging dock and two spare batteries. Well, one spare battery and one battery for usage. If you plug the scanner into mains, into a power, you can hot swap the batteries. So that means that if you're doing a large project, you can switch it out in the middle of the project. This is the biggest, feat that really excites me in the scanner is its ability to process large chunks of data, and that's all. Typically, with a scanner of this caliber, you would be spending maybe a $1,000 laptop to go along with it. Well, here you've got a scanner that you don't need a separate laptop to carry around. You just carry the scanner and its spare battery. So its closest competitor is very far away from where the Libre is. We are 100 tops AI processing tops away, and the Jetson is a really good processor for the scanner. And like I said, our closest competitor is quite far down that ladder. So we've got quite a good advantage on providing really fast and very stable processing. My talking is nearly going to be over just now because we're going to switch to a live demo. So we've got three modes in the scanner. Now each mode is good at what it does, what it does really well in that mode. For instance, we can use laser scanning with no markers. Now, typically that in the past has been kind of like a sales feature that's been promoted by some scanner companies going, oh, well, markerless scanners. But we all know, if you've been in the scanning industry, scanning a flat surface, is always a challenge, because if there's no features on it, it's very challenging, nothing to stitch to, to scan. But when we on a texture, when we add in surface features, we can use the laser mode to scan data with no mark. So using both the color and the features is a significant advantage to the scanner. And I love pretty much all of the Tiny 3D scanners from little EinScan thing is fantastic. Talk about some of the features of these modes and where you would use them a little bit later on. So, yep, this is 101 for scanning. Some markers of resolution 0.05, as you can obviously read. Feature here is that texture alignment of data. Fantastic. This is the high record of 1.5 meters. That is, to get those huge volumes, you might not want the crisp data, but you want huge volumes of data. Field of view, fantastic. And then we've got the IR adaptive mode. Really good quality scanning and really good accuracy as well. So we can have a really good accuracy in this. So it's not metrology, but it is teetering on it at many different levels. So we're going to switch over. Hopefully, team's ready. We've got Brandon downstairs in our warehouse. And let me just do a few things here.
Bruce, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, we're just going to switch the camera around quickly so generally can show you here what we've got going on. All right, so we've got the Libre all set up here. We've got it in the IR rapid mode. So we're going to use this just to quickly scan the front bumper of this BMW that we've got in front of us. So I'm going to take you guys with just to show you how quickly and accurately it can get this done. So let's go. Right, so you'll see on the side of the screen here as I get going that we've got a bunch of different settings that we can kind of change on the fly, from the operating distance of the scanner to turning texture on and off. And yeah, so we can do all of that on the fly. So if generally I'm going to get her to go around and she can actually show you quickly how quickly I'm able to move with this thing. And it really does get going quite quickly. And I tell you what, Bruce, not having to worry about wires is a breath of fresh air for doing stuff like this, because usually you are busy chasing yourself with the laptop and wires. So being able to do this so freely, if generally actually shows you here, I've got a pole that I'm busy dealing with. So I can do this, whereas if I had wires, I wouldn't be able to do that. So it really goes a long way, and everything's going blue, which means the scanner is happy with how much data it's got. Got one more little area on the corner here, and then we've got the whole bumper sorted. And I think that should be about it. I'll get a bit of the wheel here just to kind of show you. And yeah, the IR rapid mode works really well. So Bruce, I'll throw back up to you and we'll come back down just now and show you the laser mode with something a little bit more intricate.
Thanks, Brandon. And what was really cool is that, I don't know if you noticed, but Brandon was scanning black surfaces, shiny surfaces, white surfaces, all sorts of different colors, and it was collecting all that texture. So yeah, just having that the versatility of the scanner, being able to capture every type of surface. Okay, so let's get back to the sleepy PowerPoint. So multiple surfaces, multiple modes, and here we go. So now what can we scan with this scanner? We can scan small components, down to 10 centimeters, and we can do a whole digger or extractor, or you could be up a ladder or down down something that's very difficult to access to be able to change it. The scanner, some of the scanner modes allow you to also change the scanning range, so you can get really close into something or be quite far away for it. As you saw, some of the modes can have up to 1.5 meters. Now, this feature, at first, when I first came across it, I thought, color scanning, who needs color scanning? And again, having 101 laser lines plus the texture, the geometry of it, and having that color data and aligning the scan data based on that saves a heck of a lot of time. No markers. I don't need to put markers on this object here. It's a rusty old bucket of bolts, but we can capture the whole surface without anything, because we're using geometry, we're using color, texture, detail to stitch that together. Right, now I think we're also ready to do another demo using a different scanning mode. So hopefully Brandon is ready for us. Over to you.
All right, Bruce, thank you. So as you can see, I've switched over to the laser HD mode. In the laser HD mode, we've actually got texture scanning on as well. So on an engine bay like this, where you guys can see that we've got many different surfaces, lots of complex geometry that some scanners might struggle with. It doesn't seem to be a problem for this. So I'm going to show you guys quickly now how quickly I can go about this. And yeah, let's go. So guys, we've got 101 laser lines here, and I'm just going to work my way quickly around the engine bay itself. And 1 second. I'm going to work my way around the engine bay itself, and we're going to basically scan the whole engine bay, and we're going to get it done all in one shot here. So I had some settings on from the previous one. Bear with me.
So, it's the, you didn't get a good alignment.
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit all over the place. That's on me. All right, so we're going to get going here, and you guys are going to see I'm going to get everything from the expansion bottle all the way down the side of the bodywork, along the front, going past the bonnet catch. And obviously, as if anyone's gone and opened an engine bay, you'll know that there are a million different materials, different surfaces, different textures. And, this is just absolutely no problem so far. The first error, Bruce, is quite right. I think I was too busy focused on chatting to you guys, and I ended up getting some data that confused the scanner, but that's just because I ended up filming something that, scanning something that was not on the car itself. So that's on me, not on the scanner. But you're getting everything from the black pipes that are deep down on the engine bay to the black cover. The BMW badge number here is actually quite shiny, as well as the texture that goes on the air filter, which is kind of like a waffle knit. So very, very intricate, and it's just kind of eating it all up. So yeah, I think that combination between the texture and the blue laser lines definitely gets the job done. And I've been very impressed with it. It's pretty effortless. So I'm going to pause it there and bring it upstairs so we can put all the stuff onto the PC. Perfect.
Thanks, Brandon. Really good job there, recovering from that. Don't you love live demos? Okay, so as you can see, scanning pretty much any surface without using scanning spray, without using markers, and the big benefit is a green boundary box that projects out what you are scanning to find. This is the filter. Change the resolution after the scan job. So you set that resolution up or down after you've done your scan. There's the mode I was talking about. And on the right hand side, you've got the adaptively changing the working distance. So if you've got an object that's going to be fixed distance in front of you, then you can change the not the depth of the field of view on how far that is going to work. Are you going to show the software?
I'm happy to show the software.
Okay, over to you, Brandon.
Hi everyone, apologies, I'm probably a little bit hot and sweaty from running around downstairs. Quickly switched over to the scanning software. What I did just to prepare so that we weren't trying to fumble with the scanner was we actually plugged the scanner in just before this meeting, pulled data off that was basically the same as what we just captured. So I'm just going to open that quickly. The only reason was it takes 2 minutes or so. So just to save you guys the wait, we basically really pulled it on. So I'm just going to quickly open up the engine bay scan that we did now. So you can basically see this is exactly the same method that we just did now, but this was just brought in a little bit earlier.
So what was this done with laser?
So this was laser with texture scanning on as well. So I think that combination between the two really hits the nail on the head with getting the definition that you get from the lasers, as well as being able to pick up all the different surfaces. And,
Yeah.
I think you can agree it's quite impressive.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, I used to, I've been in love with every edition of, the shining scanners that come out, and I'm like just amazed at every one. But but this one, and this is our first webinar as well, because I was really excited to show this. It is a game changer when it comes to scanning.
I can also just say the learning curve to go to this was very, very shallow. We picked up on this so easily and so quickly, and it was all just very intuitive to use. Well, I found it intuitive. I'm not too sure about you, but I found it extremely intuitive and natural to use. I mean, the air filter here on the right-hand side, I didn't think any scanner was capable of getting that detail, and it just did it absolutely no problem.
So let's just kind of like review, what we've been doing today. So what we've done is obviously we've scanned using the scanner. That's the easy part. But then comes the difficult parts of editing meshes, creating plans, cleaning up stuff. You can do that.
Get your PC, but kind of need to clean things up on the go. You can do that too. Or if you're a little bit more old school like I am, you can put it onto the PC and you've got all of the tools to your disposal here as well.
So this is a companion app for the EinScan Libre. So it comes with it. There's no subscription for this. We've got it's got the tools on the software on the Windows computer. You can copy the the data across in multiple ways. You can copy the data over using a USB key. You can copy it over a USB-C cable, Ethernet, Wi-Fi. So you got options, but you don't have to turn. If you're sensitive about the data you're capturing, you don't have to connect it to the internet if you don't want to. You just need to connect it to the internet to register the device.
That's what I'm going to do here. Just quickly show you the IR scan that we did of the front bumper as well. I think it is probably important just to show you. The scanner does have 3 different modes, and they all serve a very different purpose, but all serve their purposes, their respective purposes, extremely well. Again, this was extremely quick, and I think if you had to use all 3 of these modes in conjunction with each other, you would be able to get ridiculously good scans out of this unit. Whether it's the black pieces, whether it's the reflective pieces, with the combination that the scan throws together, I think you've kind of got all bases covered.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got we've got one more demo to do. I think it's this part here. I'll just show you on the camera. It's this part here we're going to do. It is shiny as well. Not, not a scanner can process the files. We also got that can process the data. So that means converting the mesh data into surface detail, then Fusion 360. So let me just switch over here, and we're going to change some cameras.
Have you got me there, Bruce?
I do.
Yeah, perfect. So I've got the scanner currently on laser HD mode, and it is hybrid. So we're going to be using markers as well as features. So that should get the job done here, seeing as we have got markers on the part already. So let me get started here and show you just how quickly we can get this done. So, I mean, we're 10 seconds into this, and a lot of the data is already captured. Please excuse the noise from the turntable. Hope it's not too loud on the microphones. Sorry for anyone wearing headphones. And as you can see, the data is already starting to go blue. Any of this the noise in the scan? Sorry, that's probably my arm from doing this in a rush. There we go.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll just switch over to the I've had a complaint about microphones. So just having a quick look at our microphone settings. So hopefully that one. Yep. Okay. So apologies about the audio. Rightio. So what we're going to do now is we're going to share the screen on that. So let me just pick up another camera here and have a look at the side of it. Okay, so if you have a look here, you can see Garen's got the software.
And it's very intuitive. You know, if you're used to using any sort of, you know, mobile phone or anything like that, effectively we can go in, we can decide to trim some of this out. So I'm going to select some of that, and we're just going to get rid of that because we don't need it. That's part of my arm. Sorry. And yeah, so we can basically do a lot of the usual features that you might be used to on PC software if you are familiar with 3D scanners. But if you're not familiar, it's so intuitive that it kind of just makes sense on how most touchscreens work. So it's super easy. And once you've got to a point where you are completely happy with this, you can then take this and pull it into your computer and finish it up from there if you wanted to put it into X model or whatever the case is. And it just makes sense. All over, just makes sense. You know, from here, I've currently got it set to the table, which we obviously don't want. We can expand and it'll select everything that's joined in that plane. So we can just get rid of that. Do the same thing here, expand it, delete. And you can see we're already just starting to isolate what we want and we can get rid of what we don't want.
That's cool, mate. That's cool. Thanks for showing that. Now, I mean, so, you know, just taking the scan data and then going to X model. But I think, you know, coming back to a few things is, let's talk about accuracy. And I'm just going to interrupt the guys and say, can you give me the photogrammetry bar? So let me switch the camera around. Actually, let's switch the camera. They're gonna run like flies. But so here, this is the case that's going to come in. So you've got all the gear in there. So it's a hard Pelican case. Hard to see it on the black. But what's most important is this little photogrammetry bar here. And that gives us two levels of accuracy. So when we talk about accuracy, we have, if we're using if you were to use your mobile phone for doing a panoramic photograph and you went all the way around a car, let's say, by the time you line the number plate up to the start and the finish, you'll find it's out of whack by a significant amount. So what we can do is we can use markers for increasing our accuracy or reducing the amount of error. So normally we'd have markers, and that reduces the error significantly for for that range, for that area that you're scanning. But because the scanner has got a photogrammetry bar on it as well, it adds another level on top of that to increase the amount of accuracy we're getting over that range. So we're getting close to the end of the session, so we are going to take some questions as well. So we do have some specifications here for you to have a look at. Feel free to grab a screenshot of that. We will have it on our websites. We'll have a media kit going out as well shortly. So let me just stop sharing and we'll see what questions we've got. Okay, let me just get into the right screen. So we've got one question about pricing. How much is it? So Australian dollars wise, its list price is going to be 39,995 excluding taxes. We do have a promotion for this. for launch promotion for if you've got an existing Shining 3D scanner, you will get a discount, and you can talk to some of our resellers, and we will be sending that out shortly. And we also have a launch offer for if you don't have a Shining 3D scanner already, we do have a launch offer for you as well. So I'd suggest just please get in touch with your local reseller or ourselves, and we can try and assist you with that. I don't see, is there any other questions? Can you see generally? Oh, what's the weight? That's a good question. I don't know what the weight is. I think it was a 1.6 kgs, the scanner weight. That's with the battery. I'll give you one more view of the scanner. So front shot, you've got your little batteries in the side here, so you can just pop that cover open and pop out the battery. They are hot swappable as long as you power it. You know, as long as you put power onto it, just a USB-C cable to power it. On the back here, you can see we've got a USB port, we've got a USB-C, and we've got an Ethernet, plus it's got Wi-Fi on it. What else can I? Touch screen, and I think that's it. You know, it's pretty easy to use. Go anywhere, scan anywhere. Really love it. So really appreciate your time watching this webinar. Hopefully we've done it justice. It is an amazing piece of technology. Congratulations, Shining 3D and the R&D team for an amazing feat. This is really great. So thank you. So thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Until next time. See you later. My name's Bruce. You can contact me at bruce@3dprintingsystems or contact any of our resellers. Thank you.